Arkara will be like, oh, okay, I do have my armor, you know, but thank you for the sentiment.
Embarrassingly, my apologies, force of habit. He says, my parents told me it was a thing to do when the weather goes bad.
Don't mind me, I might across a little bit.
I really hope he's able to
But-
blend in there.
I appreciate the compliment.
I hope I did not offend. It was
Not at all, not at all. Just
Good.
Sad thing Hanar blends in better.
clearly you can take care of yourself. I did not wish to imply that you could not.
Don't worry about it. The sentiment is nice. Thank you.
You are very welcome. And he blushes a little bit, then walks away. Walks away towards I guess towards Sink. I guess towards Sink's direction. Or Anar, actually. It's Anar. He walked towards Anar will
Anar
oh
is
sorry,
okay.
Anar you're meeting up with
Anar.
him. So he
Yeah.
walks towards Sink, and Anar you'll see Anar you'll meet Anar halfway.
Oh, so I left the compound.
Oh, are you still in the compound?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
he
said I
stayed
was
in
gonna-
the
Oh, you're still
Yeah.
alright. So you'll reach the compound, the Krogan Anar, you will hear the Krogan up on the lookout aim his rifle again towards you. And he will say, "Halt! What business do you have here in the Theklan?"
What, is he pointing at Anar or Arkara?
He's going to point towards I guess at Otto, because he probably assumes that Otto is the one leading this group. Otto will look towards Arkara, because you told him
Don't-
not to say anything, so he's not saying anything. He's
I'll
the
take a
male
step
Krogan
forward.
of the group, so he's going to assume it's the male Krogan who's calling
I'm gonna
the
step
shots,
in.
unless you're going to step in.
I'll step in.
Okay.
no.
Uh-oh.
Going south.
We are here with a female Krogan. We would like to have word of your cure. And is this true?
Roll a persuasion for me.
Oh, perfect.
I'm so happy.
You're like, oh yeah, it's just persuasion. Yes. Nice.
Oh,
Rolling again!
Oh, okay.
Keep rolling.
Dash our
No, yes. D6, 1d6.
Another
1d6.
D6.
1d6. I hope I did that right. And
All right, 27. All right. The Krogan looks very confused. You all are traveling with this female. Are you this female's servants?
Indeed, we are.
I'm surprised you guys weren't going to think you were going to sell her.
And he says, "Very well. I will," and he will signal one of the Krogan to open the door. The gates open, and if you guys want to go in, you can. Thanks to Cicepia and her quick thinking. 27 persuasion.
Anar will make sure that it's actually them.
I am the negotiator of the group.
You will come in and you will see the group. And
Okay, good.
At this point, the Krogan comes out and he hands, I guess, collectively both. I guess he gives them to Otto. He hands what appears to be chains, and he will says, "Here in the clan, you must make sure that your servants are properly leashed." And he gives you the chains. Otto looks
shoot.
very surprised, but he looks like he wants to say something, but he keeps glancing towards Akara's direction as if, he's
not
like,
supposed to.
I don't know what to say. What am I saying? What am I supposed to say about this?
Arkara just motions to just put it on them. Like,
All right. He will take the
Pretend
chain
it's
and, like a leash, unless any of you like protest, he will essentially chain you guys around the throat.
I'll
Well,
turn on
it's
internal
great to be
communication inside my helmet and go to at least to Elias and say, just play along for now. I think we'll find out more this way.
What sort of, are they electronic
will
locks?
add,
These are electronic locks, right?
I'm sorry?
These are electronic locks, right?
Would they be? Would Krogan be using electronic locks? They're not very tech savvy.
Chains,
I don't
Not
think they're
tech
very-
Very
savvy,
primitive,
though.
just like metal, like just
Well,
metal.
they're still using electronic doors and etc.
Yeah.
to Chunka.
That's true. So I guess yeah. I guess that would
Electronic.
be.
They
It would
don't
be
make
electronic.
much technology of their own. They do adapt to
Oh, they
technology.
adapt other
They
people's.
capture Quarians to make them
Yes,
do it. Remember?
that's true. That's true. Okay,
I'm
so yes, they
pretty
do.
sure I can get through this at any moment.
Perfect.
Good.
I also have a welder torch
so you know,
in my
this one
arm,
did
so
not
I
know
could
that would
burn. Well, if it was metal, it would just.
Yeah, I've got a welder torch as well.
When Otto attaches the chains to everyone, the Krogan the Krogan guard looks towards Elias' direction and says, "Do I know you?"
I'm outside of my armor, so I'm guessing
I
not. I'm in plain
Right.
armor.
I know, but he still asks you that question. Do I know you?
Well, I've never been to Chanka before, so I don't think so.
The Krogan
Nice.
doesn't say anything after that.
Nice.
When the Krogan leave, Otto whispers towards Arkara, quietly, cautiously, "Did I do okay?"
So far, so good. Just stay low. We'll figure
Compassionately, I hope your friends are not hurt by these chains.
Just my pride.
something fine.
Where should we go next?
Well, we need to find Anar. I tap the communications and see if I can. Anar, where are you?
He approaches. Just so you know, this one didn't know they were going to do that.
Well, I had a. Well, guessed it would have gone this far. But yes. Do you know the way around
Well,
here?
Enough, yes. Can't get into the secured sections, but this one knows enough to lead you around. He looks over to the others. You guys going to be okay with those things on?
Well, we can get them off. I can get them off if we need to.
You'll probably
I'll be
look
fine.
over to Cicepia and say, "This must be a switcheroo for you."
Otto still has. So basically, Otto has these leashes that he's holding onto, and I guess they're leading you towards. Where are they leading you towards? By the way, in your immediate surroundings, there are a good number of female Krogans around, veiled, and they're curious, looking at your direction, and right now they're kind of. Most of the female Krogans here are carrying babies, some more than one baby in their arms. This is quite surreal for you, probably, Arkara.
Yeah, I'm a little bit dumbstruck, standing there staring, looking around. And I guess I'm the only female that's actually in armor.
Yes, you're the only female that's in armor. Everyone else is in, I guess, more of the traditional Krogan
Garbs.
female clothing garb.
Would Anar would he have taken the liberty to figure out where the females would have to go to get processed?
Roll.
Imagine the clinic.
Would you have spoken to the females about it?
I don't know if
I don't
they'd
know.
answer. They
Anybody.
probably would just kept quiet.
Anybody that doesn't look like they would kill him first.
Well, all the male Krogans here don't seem particularly friendly. The only people who
Great,
probably
everybody would
would.
kill him.
I mean, the female Krogans, as I said, they seem kind of submissive. So if you want to try to talk to one of them, you could.
We can make our way over to one of the females, see if they can point us in the right direction.
Well, we shouldn't. We should stay still where we are.
You know what? I will find one of these male Krogan, and I'll show him like who's the male Krogan here.
Okay.
And get some
Yes.
information.
Just don't-
Oh,
We don't want to make things
not
worse.
start a fight in the middle of the
Don't
Krogan
mess us up.
compound?
So yeah, closest male Krogan that looks like he would be not as tough. I gotta pick up
All
one.
right. Well, you can find a smaller Krogan, I guess. We'll say that there's a smaller Krogan right now that's.
Enough guys, but right now he needs
He's
stuff.
probably feeding. He's probably like feeding some of the Varen in the pens. You see a Krogan feeding Varen in the pens.
Incidentally, while they're doing that, and I'm gonna try to unlock the shackle, but leave it closed.
Okay, roll me a. Would that be hacking technically?
Oh, if it is, that's even better.
Is it? I guess it would be. I don't know if there's any other skill that would apply to that.
Well, it's either hacking or electronic devices, one of the two.
I would say more hacking because that's more like
Okay.
unlocking stuff. So hacking.
Oh, good roll, but not that time around.
27. That's a
Oh
really
no, yes,
good
that's a 5. Yeah, that is a good roll. Sorry.
Yeah,
I thought the one was
I would
wild.
say yes. You're able to do that. Yes.
Great.
You're able to do that.
That's
So
Well,
you
he's
go
doing
up.
that.
Go ahead.
Good job, Elias.
While he's doing that, I was gonna ask Elias, what do you essentially say about that sandstorm?
Sandstorms are dying down, but no readings yet. I'll let you know.
Okay. Something's telling me if we find that leader, maybe we can find the rift too. Kill two birds with one stone.
There seems to be signals coming from the north, of the hole at least.
Is the north where that giant, big, fancy villa is? By
No,
any
well
chance?
you're in the villa right now.
Oh,
You're in
okay.
You're in the conclave right now.
I'll motion my head that way. But somehow Reaper's in the middle of a Krogan nursery?
I don't know. It could be a perfect idea for the Reapers. Take out any possible threat of a cure, any threats that they might have.
That would
Unless they
make
made a
sense.
deal for the cure.
Cruel but
Yeah,
efficient.
It's a tempting target, that would best do.
Anar says he's going up to the smallest Krogan he can find, so yes, you go to the
Yeah,
one that is
and he'll
feeding
yell-
the Baron.
He'll yell, "You! Female processing! Where is it?"
Roll I guess that would be
Intimidate?
a intimidate.
Intimidating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where's intimidate?
I don't
Knowledge?
have intimidate. That's the problem.
It's under knowledge.
Intimidation.
Oh wait, no,
knowledge?
I do.
Yeah, it's under
I do have
knowledge.
intimidated.
It's under knowledge.
It's a 2D though, which is
Yeah, so you're up against Krogan.
true. Okay, here we go.
So go ahead.
Then again, that would work harder.
We were looking for a smaller guy, so maybe. Fingers crossed.
He says I don't. He says I don't know.
Well, that's helpful.
He'll get up to his face and say, then point us to someone who does know.
He will say. He points over to the guards that were guarding the gate. You're asking him where the nursery is?
Where we
Or
bring the
the female.
No,
female,
the female processing.
female process.
Oh, the female processing. Okay, yeah.
Yes.
He will say, our clan leader.
So Anar will sigh, and then
Shall we get this over
then
with?
it just return to the group. Look at Arkara as like, looks like you're gonna have to meet an old friend, unfortunately.
I have
Yeah.
another suggestion, Creator Elias.
Yep, go ahead.
You are seeking for the female processing,
Yes.
so maybe speak with people that you know have been through processing.
That's always an option, I suppose. Arkara,
Yes.
do you think you might be able to talk to one of the other women? They should know where they went.
Yeah. I would like to know what kind of processing you have to go through as well. So, yeah, I guess that's a good idea. Look around for
Certainly better than
closest
having to
female,
face
basically.
the.
Yes, let's try to avoid him if we possibly can. In the meantime,
I
while they're busy, I'm gonna try to spring Cicepia's locked.
Okay.
Anar will
roll.
make the comment that he was particularly pissed today.
Oh, that's a not good one.
He's
That's
always
not-
26.
I won't die.
No, 26 is
Yeah.
enough. 26 is
Yeah,
enough.
but
You got a
it's
critical failure.
one.
I got a
Oh, it's
Critical
one
fail.
fail.
below die.
Okay, so no. You actually end up inadvertently tightening Cicepia's collar a little bit, and it kind of shocks her, like electrocutes her a little bit. Just take 2 points of damage. 2 points of damage, Cicepia.
That's
Sorry,
fine.
There's
careful
some
back
old
there.
tech in there.
Arkara, are you going up to one of the females?
Yeah.
Okay. You go up to one of the females, and what do you say to her? She's currently seems to be nursing one of the children, one of the babies,
Ugh.
I put a hand on her shoulder and go.
and
"Excuse me."
she startles when you touch her, and she clutches her
Oh.
baby as soon as you touch her. And she startled, and when she sees you, she looks towards your direction with fearful eyes. Fearful eyes.
I just take when I see her start, I'll just take off my hand and do it. Like, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to startle you. I was just wondering what kind of processing do you have to go through, and how do you get through it?
The female looks down on the ground and she doesn't respond. Do you try to entice her to say something? She doesn't respond to you when you ask her. She clearly understood what you said, but for whatever reason she doesn't say anything.
What have they done to you?
The Krogan looks around as if looking at some of the other male Krogan, and it seems like a couple of the male Krogan are looking towards your direction. You kind of gather that these women are probably not allowed to say, and she's probably afraid to say anything while the men are watching.
I try to, behind my back, motion for Otto to come closer, just as if he was taking control of the situation. Like, come on over here.
Otto will walk over, and he will basically bring along his chain because he has to, because he knows he's supposed to. So
Yeah.
everybody's you're led over.
I work my way into the middle of the group of tall people.
Otto comes over, and what do you say to him when he arrives? He says he says to you, obediently, what can I do?
Just stand there and look like you own the situation. Just stand there and block out those guys trying to take a peek. We need some privacy here.
Okay, I will roll Otto's intimidation, which is not very good at all.
Oh, poor
By
Otto.
the way, I just failed another roll to try to remove that bloody lock.
You could call
Oh,
for an
wow.
Anar.
Are you trying to remove Lilac again?
Yes.
No.
I don't know.
Killing her.
You've got to I have Medigel if we need it.
Yeah,
I do too, and now I can actually use it.
Sorry, that
my
your
cat
collar
brain.
seems to.
Stop tightening the collar.
Oh,
Oh,
not bad.
Whoa, wild die.
Does he get
Not
to roll again?
bad.
You
And
guys
he's got
like
a
next
wild die. Nice, Otto, because he only has a 3d6, just a flat out 3d6. Okay, 18.
That's pretty alright. Go Otto.
So Otto says not too
It was
loud.
Arkara's love that powered it.
What love? She doesn't even realize it yet.
The power of love made him intimidating. Had made him an intimidating a-hole.
No, it's the power of wanting to impress the ladies.
Oh, Arkara, you bring out the best in him. You're making it wrong. Otto says belligerently, "You must keep your hands to yourself and know who is boss." But nobody around him hears him. But physically, outwardly, it looks like he's taking charge, and the woman seems very confused as to whether she should be afraid or amused by what she just heard. Am I being threatened? That's probably what's going through her head. Am I being threatened? What? But because he got an 18, she eventually does, cower back a little bit.
I'll turn back to her and say, "Don't worry, he's with me. I'm just trying to figure out what's going on here."
The female Krogan finally responds and says, "I'm not allowed to say what happened. To your shock, everyone roll a perception, please, including Arkara.
Oh, goody.
Everyone,
Is this just a plain perception?
just a plain hearing. If you have hearing, perception, hearing,
I
perception.
think I have perception.
Well, there's no hearing specifically category. It's
Oh, wait, no,
just
would that
perception.
Just plain perception.
Just plain perception.
Well,
whatever.
I
You're
rolled
playing.
an 8.
Okay, so that would be.
I'm too busy tinkering with locks.
Yeah, shocking me.
Word.
I wonder if you shocked me, would it just make me stronger in a way, like my arms or something?
Bummer.
Ouch.
7. Okay.
Oh.
Garbage.
So
We're
both
all garbage.
both Sync and Arkara, because I have to give Arkara a bonus for this. When the woman speaks, to your shock, she speaks in Arkara's voice.
Dun dun dun.
Oh,
Bollocks!
Ooh.
Huh?
Arkara, you realize when you look into this woman's eyes, she has
I
your
knew it.
eyes.
I knew it.
She has your eyes.
As I realize, I sort of recoil a bit and just take a step back.
So you're not from the
Was
Red
that-
Universe?
No.
They've cloned her or something.
Yeah. Or pull women from other universes where the uniphase worked, because the rift is in here. I don't know. I'm just thinking.
No, I think Arkara is fertile, and they're using cloned Arkara tissue to implant into the other Krogan females.
Savages.
As I take a step back because I bump into Odo because he's kind of close, but says like, "What have they done to you? What is this?"
The
Seems to them.
the
Yeah. Could I make a medicine roll?
the woman turns to you and says, "Come find us in our quarters tonight. There are less of them around," she says, again in your voice.
Arkara is.
Creepy.
You can see she's freaked out, but she's like hesitant, like, "Okay, I'll do that."
Could I make a medicine roll, Hawk, to see if there's any signs of cloning or anything like that? Or
Just by your naked eye, you're gonna have to roll ridiculously well to know that just by the naked eye.
oh,
Use
okay,
your
all right.
sensors, dude. Use your Omni tool.
Or yeah.
Are you gonna whip
not
out your Omni
When do you
tool with?
need a...
With mechanical eye.
Yeah, maybe not in the middle of the compound. We can do that later.
Save it for tonight.
Yeah.
Is that even possible without collecting physical tissue?
I have to scan you.
DNA skin flakes. Could
Yeah.
be possible.
Yeah, skin flakes off a Krogan, the reptilian.
Yeah, they
She
shed
will-
skin cells like everyone
She will
else.
glance you towards She will glance towards the direction of what appears to be a separate structure, that you are insinuating is where the females sleep.
Just one more thing. Do you know where I can get a hold of a veil?
She stands up, walks in the direction of some building nearby, like a hut or something nearby, and she comes out and she hands you something, and it's a veil. Yes.
I'll take it. Thank you. I'll meet you tonight.
She nods.
So, okay, we need to find a way to keep me hidden, at least until tonight. I need to figure out what's going on here, because this is uncanny and very unsettling.
I'll look at Arkara and say, "What was that? Was that you that we were talking to? Another version of you?"
I don't know what's going on here, but this is very, very odd. I don't know what they've done to these poor women.
This is sickening.
This one does find this quite disturbing. After hearing what you've been saying.
Cloned tissue?
I don't know. I really don't know. I can't even begin to guess.
This sounds like an awesome history document from Earth.
This may actually make it easier for you to blend in now.
That is true.
I guess
You look
so.
and sound like everybody else.
Doppelganger.
So where can we hide out? Because I need to get these collars sorted.
I look towards Anar. Do you think you can figure out and see if they can give us some sort of hut around here while we wait for processing?
Already have. I think. Car, can I butt some heads and try and get us some place to stay?
Yeah, roll me an intimidation.
Because it's worked so well.
Well, it's either we send you or Cicepia.
Yeah, it's
Well,
true.
Cicepia is a
better.
slave, though.
See if we have to send the
Slave.
auto.
Yes, so she can go
Anar-
beg nicely.
If you want, I could try to talk to try to use my
What's up?
persuasion.
Well, I guess Otto could
What do I
send
got?
his slave away.
I got a 9.
Yeah,
I really gotta increase this. I'm not very intimidating. This isn't good. Ugh. All right,
What
fine.
I am,
didn't find
I
anything.
think though that because Anar volunteered to put himself out there on his own for the sake of the group, I think I'm gonna give him a Paragon point for that.
Oh,
So you'll get a Paragon. You would deserve. I think you deserve a Paragon point for that. So
good job.
Dude, if you
because he
use it, that's
he took a big
15.
risk going on his own.
Yeah.
He didn't even bring an
That's
NPC
true.
with him. He just went. He didn't even bring an NPC. He went by himself. So I think that deserves a Paragon. So no, you were not able to successfully find a place for you guys to stay the night unless somebody else. I don't
I'll
know.
attempt to try to. I can try to negotiate.
A servant.
I'll probably
I
have to
feel
take like a minus points.
I
Okay.
feel like they look to auto.
I'll try to. Otto, you come with me. Just don't say anything.
Note to self: work on intimidation.
I speak for my master as he works. He speaks with actions rather than his own words. We are looking for a place to stay. Is there
He'll crack
any?
his knuckles at the same time.
Is there any
Well.
viable place for us to stay for the night?
All
Doesn't sound
right.
like much, whatever.
Roll persuasion, and I will subtract from it after you roll. Oh. Okay.
Oh, wow.
How much am I subtracting from that?
I was gonna subtract 5, which is 25. So
Nice.
the Krogan says, "You let this." The Krogan then says, "Very well. You can, if you wish to stay the night." He points over to, again, not a hut, but it's basically like it's another
prefab shelter.
Yeah, some sort of shelter that I guess they use for very like storage or something. Maybe they use it for storage, but right now it's empty, so you guys can stay there.
Better than nothing.
Brilliant.
Better than nothing.
Hmm.
Brilliant. Come here, let me do this properly. I'm going to take 10 on two two electronic hacking rolls, which will give me a total of 27 per roll
Okay.
to get those collars sorted.
To get the what sorted?
The collars sorted. on
Yes, you
Sync
can
and
get the
Cicepia.
collars. You can get the collars all sorted out. Yes.
Yes. Because now that I don't have to hide what I'm doing, it'll be easier.
Yeah. It actually is going to
Okay.
be night relatively soon because you've been flying. I mean,
Yeah.
so it'll probably be night within the next. The sun will probably set within the next hour and a half. So
Is anyone like watching us? Is there any guards? Anyone like?
I think the guards are
Watch
sort
yourself.
of watching you and kind of confused as to why you haven't spoken to the leader yet, because was supposedly why you came here, was to speak to the leader about being processed or going through the test.
Oh, that sucks.
So is
So
there?
Because,
any-
was
you
gonna
can
pull out
probably
some,
guess. You can probably guess if you guys don't talk to the leader, they're probably going to start asking you questions.
We got to move fast.
so
I'll get
are they-
changed out of my armor into more of a civilian garb with a veil and everything.
Okay.
Try to blend
and
in.
what's the go in terms of security terminals or extranet or any sort of comm that I can get access to?
Here.
Hmm.
eh,
I'm looking for anything that I can hack into.
I mean, if I remember Tachanka in the game, there weren't that many terminals. If
No,
at
there
all.
weren't.
I don't think
That's why I'm asking.
I don't think you're gonna find anything here. I don't think necessarily.
Okay.
You're sort of.
Oh,
a-
No, that's cool.
you're
By the
sort of-
way-
I didn't think I would, but I was going to look anyway.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah.
When no one is looking, or at least the guards, Anar would probably pop out of his cockpit for a second and put some of his stored waters from inside the cockpit into the mech's hands, and then hand it to some of the humans or anyone else that needs it.
Okay.
Because they probably have the hardest time dealing with this
Yes.
terrain.
Yeah.
Arkara, I
It's
think
very
you're kind
arid.
of used to it.
Yeah, it's very.
I'm
And I'm in an
fine.
environment suit, so I'm okay.
Yeah. I'll take the water. Oh, thanks. I'll just drink the whole bottle.
When the
And
sun.
I'm just gonna like
Selfish.
arms crossed, like tapping my foot, staring at sink. The water
He
bottle.
gave you one as well.
Oh, it did? Okay,
Yeah, I
good.
gave you one as well, dude.
Okay, cool.
The
I
only
didn't
one
see it. I didn't hear it.
When the
We
sun.
didn't need it.
When the sun sets, one of the Krogan who allowed you into the gate comes in and asks, has the female brought herself in front of our leader? Who responds?
Anar can address him.
Go ahead, Anar can. Yeah, because he thinks you're a male Krogan, so.
He'll approach him and is like, "Not yet. Time is biding time at moment. Resting from long trip. I'm trying to avoid saying I in this one.
Are you implying that this female is weak?
Are you implying that this one needs to beat your face in, and then you'll quickly realize his wrong choice of words?
Roll a con.
That was my bad.
In character, though.
Very in character.
Yeah, true.
Hey, what is Karan under again?
Persuasion.
Persuasion.
Perception.
Perception.
Or perception.
Perception, yeah.
Under perception.
Damn. Warning, might have to fight this guy.
Oh no.
Dang it. Okay, think fast.
As
What
soon
is,
as
what
you
is he
try
saying?
to convince the Krogan, but the Krogan does not seem impressed, and then he snorts, saying, "So she is weak." And as soon as he says that, Otto comes in and he butts him in the head as hard as he can. You hear a loud thud, and Otto says to him, "You will not speak to my lady in that way." Which is the most emotion that you have ever seen Otto give, like, since you've met him. And with
He went
that,
beast mode.
the Krogan says, she can stay. And then he
Doesn't
turns
even get
to
that
leave.
far, and then Anar butts him in the head and tells him to get the hell out.
He will respond by giving you a nod of approval, and then he leaves. As soon as he leaves, you hear Otto say painfully,
Anar, pat on the back. It's like, this one is starting to rub off on you.
Good job,
He
Otto.
says, concerningly, I might have broken my skull.
Aw.
I turn to Otto and place my
Sincerely,
hand on his
this one thinks it will make it better.
He is defending his woman's honor.
Exactly. I'm glad
I
you
turn
brought
to
him
Otto
along.
and place a hand on his shoulder and go, "That was really awesome. Thank you."
Otto says, admittedly, that was
Aw.
very stupid of me. I don't know why I did that.
Well, it seems there
Anar
is
would
a little
actually.
bit of Krogan in you after all.
At this, Otto sort of blushes, and he says, honestly, I'm not sure if I just disappointed my parents or made them proud.
I would say you made them proud.
Otto blushes again. Inquisitively, does anyone have any ice?
Ice and
This
No,
one
but I have
does.
Medigel.
Just meditate.
Anar will pull out from his cockpit when
Plus
no one's
10
looking,
approval to
the last
Otto.
of his ice.
Speaking of
And he'll say,
Medigel,
"Sorry, it's not
use
in a
some on
bag."
Cicepia.
Mm-hmm.
We should use some Medigel and Cicepia as well to heal her up.
Yeah, to heal the neck.
Even though he's getting there, because even though he spoke in a very like angry voice, he still, the words he said was like, "You shall not speak to my lady in such a manner." It was still like very polite, but he at least inflected. He at least inflected, so that's
Yes.
he's getting.
He showed some
And he
actual
didn't, and he
emotion.
didn't put
Yes.
he didn't put an emotional qualifier at the front.
Yes, he did not.
Of the-
He just
Indeed.
so that's good. Baby steps.
He's getting there.
He's getting there.
Soon he'll be a rage-filled Krogan like all the
Yes,
others.
you're such a bad influence. Such a bad influence.
Arkara approves.
All right,
dear.
so no other Krogan bothers you for the rest of that night, and it seems like the women are being herded back. They pretty much relatively early, I guess. All the male Krogan get to stay up later, but all the female Krogan are basically sent to lights out. It looks like.
I tried to sneak in with them,
Okay, yeah, you can sneak in with them.
considering that I have
Yeah.
the veil now, and
Yeah.
apparently I have the same eye color as everyone
Yeah, you
else.
seem to. Yeah. Now, what you do notice, though, as you are with them, they don't all have your eyes. Many of them do, but not all of them do. So,
Slightly less creepy.
they
I don't
take you
understand.
into what appears to be, like I said, into a structure where there are beds. It's not uncomfortable, but it's nothing like particularly
It's a
special.
dormitory. I mean,
It's more like a dormitory than anything else, and all the women, once they're inside, they begin to remove their veils because they're indoors, and so now they're allowed to, amongst the privacy of their own rooms, they can show their true faces. And you are pretty shocked, Arkara, to see that a good number of these Krogan share the same face as you. There are other Krogan who also appear to have the exact same faces, not to you, but to each other. There's probably about, I would say in this group, about six different Krogan that look the same as other, like 6 different versions of
Faces.
Krogan, 6 different faces of Krogan, and there's multiples of them. So.
Are there
you
any
still-
other faces that I recognize?
Just your own, and the babies are with them as well. So it's a nursery. So there's a lot of I guess Krogan cribs or whatever they use for Krogan cribs, and before the ladies turn in, they're making their rounds, making sure all the babies are fed and they're taken care of and all that good stuff. So you're probably thinking that's part of the reason why they are being brought in this early for the night is because
Yeah.
the children have to go to bed early. The children have to go to bed early, so the moms have to go to bed early with them. So
Yeah.
Arkara, do you have your comm open, and are we getting audio and visual from you? Or am I?
Yeah.
Because I know that we've got compatible omnitools.
Yeah. I'll
Okay.
try to send as much of the feed as I can, both
I'll-
visual and audio.
I'll try to encrypt it so people can't work out what we're doing.
That is a good idea.
Yeah.
Arkara is not smart enough to do that.
You do see that on some of the Krogans, on their wrists, it seems that they have numbers tattooed on their wrists.
Oh my.
We can fake that if we need to.
That's pretty shit.
Yeah, it is. Stupid male Krogans. Sorry, Otto.
Oppression! Well, Otto is...
He's an honorary Alcor, it's fine.
Otto's a
Yeah.
All right, anyway, go ahead. So what does Arkara do? The women don't seem to pay much mind to you because they all clearly have their jobs. They all clearly have things that they need to do tonight, so I'm not sure what you're going to do or say.
I'll try to...
Hopefully you can find the
Again.
same one that you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that might be
I'll
kind of
try
hard.
to
Unless
find
you
the
got
one
the number.
that I talked to.
Roll a
Good luck with that.
perception.
Yeah, because you guys they all look the same, so it's like.
They literally all look the same.
Yeah, roll a perception for me, Arkara.
There we go.
Should have had a code word for you made.
You'll approach one of them that looks like you, and how do you begin? What do you say to them? How do you ask that person? Are you like, were you the one I was talking to? Like, how do you? What are you going to?
She's not very smooth when it comes to social things, so I would guess that it's like, were you the one I talked to earlier today out on the plaza?
Female Krogan looks at you surprised, and she says, "No." She looks confused at the question as to why would we talk? Like, why would any of us talk to each other outside of the building? So, at least that's the gist you're getting.
Sorry. Yeah, they're not used to talking in general, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Does this one have my voice as well?
Yes,
That's
she
my
does,
face.
and your face.
Fuck.
Yes, I mean that. I'm assuming that's why you approached her, was because she had your face.
Yeah.
Show her your hands.
Hmm.
Why would I
You
do
don't
that?
have a number.
That is true.
Yeah, she might freak out.
I'll actually go. Is there any way I could get you all together? Because I need to talk to you, all of you. I'm not from around here.
Roll a persuasion.
Oh shit. Perception was that?
Yes.
Yeah,
I'm not very persuasive. Oh.
Oh, I think we're having an interesting day today.
Yeah.
We're having a very interesting day today. You couldn't have snuck Cicepia in there with you.
Stuffer inside the suit.
Yeah, stuffer.
No.
Oh.
Not very
Oh.
persuasive.
She suddenly gets frightened and says, "What are you planning?" She says, I don't like this."
I'll just hold up my hands and I'm sorry, I don't want to startle you. I just want to figure out what they've done to you.
What do you mean what they've done to you? What they've done to us? I don't understand.
Well, they've apparently cured the genophage, and I want to try to understand how and why you look and sound like me.
She looks towards you. You have your hands up, and she looks towards your wrist, and her eyes grow wide, and she says, Are you the original?"
The original?
Creepy.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I must be, but what do you mean, the original? What have they done to you?
"What are you doing here? You shouldn't be here. If they find out that you're here, they'll kill you."
Well, that's nothing new. They've been hunting me for years.
She says, we all came, well, some of us here. You must know, we all came from you.
What do you mean? I don't understand what's happened here. I haven't been here for years, not since I left.
We are not, she sort of looks down on the ground. We are not true Krogan. We were not born naturally.
Ooh, it's bread.
She says, We were made from you.
Made? Like you mean created?
She says, yes.
How? Why?
They wanted fertile female Krogan, and there aren't very many of them. So they make more.
Who is making more? Who came up with this?
She bites her lip a little bit, and she says, Mr. Cyrus, she says.
Huh?
Oh.
Mr. Cyrus is what she says.
Negacyrus.
I just sort of start a little bit and
You know that name, Cyrus.
yeah.
Well, isn't that awkward?
That is very awkward.
Like I just pick up the feed from my Omnitool. Anar, are you hearing this? Is this something you know about?
Sync, get over here.
You hear munching noises and you'll say, "What?"
Elias, can you figure this out?
Well, it sounds like cloning technology to me. It sounds like they're cloning you and other
Yeah.
fertile females. But
I would
more
like
to the
to know how
point, Sync, we need to lock the ship systems down now.
Yeah, definitely. I'm on that. I'll pull open my little ARM data pad and start typing in things to shut stuff down. Okay, I think I got it.
Does he?
Because you need to ask Cyrus if he's the one.
I'm
It
sorry.
would make sense.
He is a doctor.
Well, he is a doctor. We've just had a Cyrus, a very intelligent Solarian on board the ship who apparently, and there's apparently a Cyrus here who's cloning Krogan females.
Mm.
Anar?
I turn back to the female. Do you know if he is here or do you
I
need the
don't
technology
I
here?
don't know, she says. I was made years ago.
How many
Does
years
you know what he
ago?
looks like?
She'll say about 5 years ago. About 5 years ago. Which is around the time that you left. So it wasn't so yeah, she says I don't know, but it happened many years ago.
So that was pre-Reaper War.
Yes.
Or during. Somewhere around
During.
During,
there.
yeah.
It's irrelevant. It's irrelevant.
Yeah,
The Reaper War had nothing to do with what was going on with this. So they were trying to figure out a way to stop the genophage. So yes, she says 5 years ago.
That was definitely before Anar met him then.
That would be before Anar met him.
Hey,
Yeah.
I'm gonna send a message to Dremmy to tell him to keep an eye on Cyrus.
Okay, sure.
Might want to tell that to Mriddy as well.
I don't
Both
know
of
if I
them.
have her contact information. She seemed kind of pissed. She seemed kind of pissed at me.
Do you
She hates me when
I'll-
shoes.
do you sorry, Arkara, do you say anything else to the woman?
No. I'll just be standing there, shell-shocked, trying to take it all in.
Okay. What's happening back on the ship now that you guys have learned what you learned?
Well, I'm sending a message to Mriddy saying, yeah, Cyrus guy, watch out for him.
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, being that Dremmy knows the ship, if she could lock him in the med bay.
You're gonna lock him in the med bay? Okay. Sure.
Hopefully he's still in there.
He is in the med bay.
Yeah.
So if you're asking him to do that, he says, sure, Sync, and he will do so. He's locked in. I don't think he's noticed yet, but he's probably going to eventually want to come out.
Can we isolate the medbay system so that he can't actually... Can we lock down the computer so that he can't actually get out from there without blowing the doors open?
What was it? Were you asking Mriddy this?
Well, I'm asking Sync, actually. 'cause
Oh,
it's his
I'm
ship.
sorry. I'm sorry. Yeah, I think it's possible. Most I have in there is medical equipment anyway. Not too many power terminals, but I think if Dreamy could go to the cockpit and she could probably shut that area down.
Well, we probably want to leave it. We probably want to at least talk to him now.
Oh, I definitely could open up a comm.
But we just want to make sure we have control of the ship first.
Oh, yes, I've got control of the ship. And I'd pull out my arm again with the remote control, I guess. I don't know, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
Is Anar like saying anything when he's hearing about?
I think
Would you
after
like to
hearing
talk
what
to him?
everyone's been saying, he's kind of stunned, but he hasn't said anything.
Okay.
So did
Because
you
this
want
was
to talk
before
to
he
him,
did
Anar?
know him, and Anar did know that he was a. Okay, you know what? Maybe he should talk. Anar will make the mention. Cyrus and this one only go back so far. If this was as far back as she says, that was probably before he decided to leave his old life. If this is the Cyrus that this one knows, it could have been before.
I wonder
Yeah,
if
it
maybe
kind of cuts off there.
maybe he was trying to find a way to cure the genophage, and maybe the Krogan here picked up his research and ran with it.
This one's not so sure. This one
Well-
met Cyrus during our time with the Eclipse Mercenary group. As far as this one knows, he's been with them since the beginning. And you know that they are not a good people.
Well, I think if this is the same Cyrus, his past has now caught back up with him.
Maybe. He seeks redemption just as the rest of us do.
Then
We
let's
don't
give
want
him
to
the
live
chance,
our old
shall we?
lives. This one would appreciate it, at least to give him a chance. Although he'll be a bastard about it. Just saying.
So do we try and talk to him now, or should we wait until we're actually on the ship?
Well, the problem is I don't think we're going anywhere today except possibly the only way we're getting out of here is through the leader. So,
We could split up.
I would probably recommend dealing with Cyrus once we're done here. Cross that bridge when we come up to it.
yes, but if Cyrus knows what's going on here, we can use that information.
But will he be upfront with the information he has? Can we really trust this guy?
This one likes to hope he does. This one likes to hope he does. He's not inherently evil, at least not anymore, as far as this one knows.
Elias, can you drone follow Arkara? How high? How far can it go?
Reasonably far,
It's
but
kind of
it's
far-fetched.
it's very it can go reasonably far, but it's not invisible.
True.
The Krogan will notice that there's a drone hovering around the place. Look, Cyrus.
And
if
Anar
this
can't
is the same-
hitchhike, unfortunately.
If this is the same Cyrus, he might know a back way into the facility. He's a Solarian. He must have had a back way into the facility.
Yeah, he would have found some way to, in case of worst case scenario, he would have been able to get out of there.
And as far as I can see, the only other option is going right through the middle of right through the leader. Either Arkara manages to sweet talk her way in, whether or not we can go along with her, I don't know, but
Well, we do have him locked in a room. There's not much choice but to help us. Hopefully.
assuming he doesn't have any fancy tricks to get out of the room himself, but we'll have
Now
to
you
see.
know.
Well,
just saying.
so
I don't know what's been going on with him since I created him.
Arkara, back in.
I kind of want to talk to him, but I kind of don't.
Yeah, what's Arkara doing? Because we've probably chatted quite a lot without her at this point.
Yeah, Arkara, are you doing anything over at the female structure, the female building?
Yeah, I'll turn back to the female and ask, what is this sort of ritual, whatever it is, he tries to make the other females go through?
He
He's
says,
apparently saying that you can become fertile, but how does that work if you are made from me?
she says, we are cloned from other fertile females. You are one of the originals.
But he's advertising that new females can come and become fertile? How is
He's
that
looking
supposed to
for
work?
fertile females.
He's probably they are looking specifically for fertile females.
Oh, the bastard. I'll just sort of turn around, hit a wall, and then turn back. I'm sorry, this is just so typical him. That's in the way.
If it's the female says, if it means that the Krogan race can continue, we are perfectly fine to help towards that. We just want to survive. Better this than to be completely wiped away.
Damn.
I'm not sure if I agree entirely, but I want us to be able to continue, but this is not the way to do it.
But
this isn't right.
It is not for us to question, but we have a purpose in this world. Our purpose is to help move the Krogan forward, not back.
Still, it isn't right. There must be some other way to do this.
This one agrees. This seems more like slave labor, except of a different sort.
Well, I'd actually argue that we can simply co-opt the technology and remove the person in charge of it.
That's true. It seems like if we can
The technology, yeah.
if we can supplant a new leader, someone who would be able to give more rights to these females.
The technology itself
Yes.
isn't necessarily evil. It's just the way that it seems to
Being
be
carried out.
getting. Yes.
Anar would actually interject, is that really the right thing to do, though? Just to take away their leadership and replace it with one that we see as the fitting leader?
Mm.
Well, the other option is we could probably actually. Could Cyrus synthesize a genophage cure from Krogan in my universe?
Does Anar think Cyrus has the capability to do that? You think Cyrus is pretty darn smart, but do you think he's that smart?
You could probably wave a hand in front of Anar and slap him in the other hand to be smarter than him. Sorry, serious face. Yeah. He's a pretty smart bastard. But the thing is that his primary specialty is with, maybe with medicine, but he was also an interrogator. So if he was to go with the medical part, he would have to really spend a damn good amount of time with it. Then again, I don't know. I have to leave that one up in the air. I'm just wondering what would be his. I'm just wondering what his motivation would even be.
Yeah.
That's the only thing we haven't even touched on.
I'm sure you're wondering that.
Well, looks like we still need a plan.
Well, there's two options. One, benevolence. Two, Krogan mercenaries.
So do we leave it to the coins flip again?
I'm always.
personally-
I think Arkara's in the most danger. I feel like she has the most to lose, as she's the one that's being put into that situation.
She is, however, the one who can make her own decision, and it's up to her and what she wishes to do in that regard.
Well, the rest of us, if things go south, we're gonna have to fight our way out of this compound.
That won't be a problem. And he pats his back.
Otto speaks up on the speaker and he says politely, Miss Arkara, what is it that you wish to do?
This
I'm
is your
always
show.
I'm always partial to taking out Targev. He and his brother were assholes. Sons of pijacks, both of them. But I'm not sure what is the correct way to do this, because who knows if whoever takes over is going to be as much of a pajak as these guys. And it would be nice if we could actually just walk out of here, but I can't just leave these females in slavery like this.
Reasonably, it seems that at least many of those people in that building are you. They are like sisters to you. what do you believe is best for them?
I would want to see them free to be able to be their own person, I guess. But that's not going to happen on the Targev. That's for certain.
Also,
You see what they've done here.
just to point out, I don't think walking out of here is actually an option at this moment.
Not to
Not right
mention,
now, no.
if they're with all this breeding, they could easily stomp the other tribes very soon. The Krogan don't take long to mature.
You have a sinking feeling, Arkara, that the idea is Thek. The Thek clan is definitely planning on being the ultimate clan here, and because they have the numbers now, because they're breeding, they can easily take over this planet and enforce whatever it is they want to enforce, however they see fit. So.
Oh, great. Krogan Rebellion number 2.
Mm-hmm. Imagine how far that'll
Yes,
take
but
the
with-
galaxy.
But I would point out that they've got a very limited gene pool.
That's true.
It's not really good for long-term species viability. I think you need more than 6.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes. As I said, I would be biased towards just taking out Targev and try to get someone with a cooler head on top, but I don't know. I'm not sure
Well-
how we should do that.
Why can't you put the females in charge?
Well, because males are hot-headed asshats trying to overthrow us all the time, but there's worth a
There's-
shot.
There's probably enough of you, and we do have an armory on board that ship.
We can always put Otto in our charge.
That is true.
There are
We don't
worse
even they're
people.
trained, though.
They're
They don't
coming
seem
from
to be able
Arkara.
to fire.
They haven't
Yes,
had my
but Arkara
training,
doesn't
but
cringe in fear.
they do seem more, well, docile, for lack of a better word.
Yeah. You kind of wonder if
Suppressed anger is a very powerful tool.
what I'm gonna say to Elias is you probably gather that they might have cloned these women, but may have altered them in such a way that they were docile, that they are submissive. So
In that case, it'll be interesting to see what happens to the kids.
yeah,
A race of docile Krogan who don't actually want to fight.
you
might
probably
not be
gather
a good
that
thing.
you probably gather that the Krogan didn't necessarily think this whole thing through.
Yeah,
They're not really the most
they have.
intelligent. They see numbers. They're like, oh, we can continue from not being extinct, but they don't really think of long term. They don't really think long term
Yeah.
like you guys are. So.
I'm actually gonna. Yeah. If they have made everyone docile, I'm not sure they're gonna have a very good fighting force.
Still, numbers can still outbeat them if it's continually coming in. Even if they're
Assuming they
docile,
even
they can
want to
still
fight.
fight, even if it's half-hearted.
Well, half-hearted is not going to win against hell-bent on
Reapers.
winning Krogans, so
It's not gonna win against Reapers.
No.
definitely not Reapers,
Yeah,
no.
definitely.
No.
Reapers.
Not gonna win against Reapers. And look,
But-
if we're talking about affecting an entire race here, this could theoretically rewrite the Krogan as we know them.
I was just thinking that too.
Sorry, that's my phone.
I love your phone.
I don't.
All right. Is there anything else before we? Because I'm actually at a good stop. We're at a good stopping point. So
Okay.
we can decide. You guys can think about what ultimately you want to do. There's a lot of paths here of how to resolve this.
Yes.
Yes.